I'll do an intro. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mondello Park and the first ever virtual Leinster Trophy.
Yes, you're very, very welcome to the first ever Ireland's inaugural sim racing event. It is the virtual Leinster Trophy. We've got the actual Leinster Trophy happening just outside the window. We're up here in Suite 2 here in Mondello Park, and we're proudly presented by the Leinster Motor Club and of course supported by Mondello Park as well. So we've got the Formula 3 cars around the Mondello International Circuit today, and we've got some serious racing that's going to be going on today. We had the mini races during the historics, but this is for an actual trophy this time. We've got a beautiful trophy made up here somewhere. I think it's in Suite 2, just at the back there. That is what is up for grabs today. And so currently it is Keith Dempsey who is currently the fastest on circuit at the moment, and we are just in qualifying now. We've got just about 10-minute qualifying, so we're going to be getting underway very, very shortly. So Keith's leading the pack through there, coming up towards the last corner now, so we're going to see some hot laps being put in. So Keith was the fastest, as I said, over the practice and over the entire 2 weeks the guys had to qualify for this. Niall Quinn with us as well, Brian McManus as well, the winner of the Historic Festival. Marty Moore is in here with us on sim number 1, and Brad O'Neill's of course racing from the UK. We're on board with him now. He's running a lovely classic McLaren livery on that V6 Formula 3. These are built to the spec of the current generation Formula 3 cars, so they've got DRS, they've got the halo, and they are really a serious piece of kit. They are extremely quick around this circuit. There's Evan Walsh, proudly sporting the VRA livery as well.
He made a whole video of it, Jack.
Yeah, so he made a whole video. It was we might have seen it if you watched the Assetto Corsa GTN Cup on Wednesday. You may have seen Evan's video right at the end. We played it for you. Mark Ryan with us as well, and Sergey in Brad O'Neill's as well with the McLaren livery, as I said. Beautiful livery on that car as well. Brad took his first win in
David
VRL.
McMullen is here with us as well.
So one of the things here is 10 minutes is very tight time. And when you're in the car doing qualifying, you think you've got plenty of time, and then suddenly time runs away from you. You got to get your bankers in the first few laps, hope for the best, and then try and deliver. What you then also hope for in the final couple of laps that nobody does anything stupid and there's a red flag, a yellow flag, whatever. So it's always a very fine line, a real delicate line you're threading whilst doing qualifying.
Yeah. And just to call it out, in case anyone's wondering who that ultimately silky voice there, it's the one and only Colin Lewis has joined us. Dempsey going off in qualifying, so we're getting times in 1:22.5. Dempsey was knocking on the door of a 21.9. Johan Ackerman, current Project Cars 2 World Champion, followed by Niall Quinn. Not in any way right off Niall Quinn's time. He's going to be super quick. Aaron Bell, Brian Egan, of course, back. Is Brian racing there this weekend, Rob?
He was indeed, yeah. He's racing in the Formula Shane. He's doing very well. It's a scary moment with some brake issues earlier on in the weekend, but I think he got him sorted and had a good result yesterday.
Somebody's off in the ditch there.
So I'm going to hand you over to our very capable commentary team of Jack Cannan and Colin Lewis, who will talk you through the rest of this race. Yes, Colin, you are commentating.
No. So apparently we have a face for radio, so we're live here from Mondello Park. It's very interesting as you go through this as a driver. You've really got to be on it the whole time and walk this fine line. And as you get closer to the end, what happens is it feels like it was 2 minutes, not 10 minutes.
Yeah,
very challenging environment to get to deliver a result. Jack.
Yes, of course. So we're just running through the order. On board with Jordan Kelly, who is just off to our left-hand side right there, racing the Formula V this weekend as well, and he's with us on his own rig right here with us as well. Pat Masterson in P8. There's Sergey Graben racing in the iRacing League. We also have Mark Ryan, Ronan Haderman always with us as well. Marty Moore on sim number 1, Damien McMullen on sim number 2 here with us. So we're going to go up to the front. So it's Keith Dempsey, 1:22.54. He was half a second quicker than that in our practice session earlier today. And Johan Ackerman, as we said, the current Project Cars 2 esports champion, racing for us live from the Netherlands. So he's a long way.
Well, speaking of being live, it's the tension and the excitement is really building up here in Mondello. We're up in Suite 2 here in Mondello. There's crowds flowing through. Guys like Marty Moore have been sitting in front of the sim, practicing away. So hopefully the guys at home as well have been doing the same thing. It's just really building up to going to be a really incredible afternoon. And of course, we've got the real Leinster Trophy on here today, but the weather is slightly different to what you see on the screen. It's kind of drizzly, classic Mondello weather.
Of course, yeah, but of course, no problems with the simulator here today. We've got a lovely sunny day out on the simulator today. So currently Keith Dempsey pole position, Johan Ackermann P2 122.8, Niall Quinn just a tenth of a second behind 122.9, Aaron Bell tenth of a second behind as well. Brand new driver, first race with us, getting very sideways up the hill right there. But he's been kind of a dark horse. He came in out of nowhere. He's never raced with VRA, and suddenly in he comes and starts banging at the lap times in the virtual Leinster Trophy, the biggest event of the sim racing calendar. Jordan Kelly up to P5 now. Peter McCann in the in a wonderful livery right there, the green Mondello Park livery. Brian Egan P5. Brian McManus, of course, always so quick.
So Jack, tell us about these cars again. The latest spec. You've got the halo going on. Where, like, if we're in the real world, where would these cars be actually racing?
So these would be racing at any circuits that the F1s would be racing at. All the FIA international recognised circuit. These are the current. If you ever watch, of course, the support series for Formula 1, these are the Formula 3.
Actual Formula 3
These are
cars.
They're based off the actual Formula 3 cars. So they've got DRS. They've got naturally aspirated V6 engine with about, I think it's roughly about 300 horsepower in the back of these things. And
we actually have a real life Formula 3 driver here. We had Jordan Dempsey here earlier on putting in some laps. He's just come straight from Shanghai last week, where he got a podium back to his I won't say winning ways, but back to where he belongs on the podium, and he was actually putting in some great lap times here. He came second in the fastest driver of the day here earlier on. I think he's going to try and get some done later on. So Jack, many more minutes have we got left here? Looks like about 3 minutes.
Just about 3 minutes.
And the lap time is 1:22, so 2 more laps really to go for people to deliver lap time, some banzai moments hopefully in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, so we're doing quite well. Right. So we're just watching Evan Walsh. Now you get to see that we always want to point out Evan's livery because he does such good work for VRA. He does all the thumbnails for all of our racing leagues, and he does all his own skins as well. I think Brian McManus, he was running the VRA livery, but he's not running it today. So Evan's got himself a lovely, gorgeous livery to run around in. So we have now.
Keith Dempsey's still on it there, 1:22.2.
Yeah.
We've got another 2 minutes to go, so let's hope some of the folks there have been practicing. Expecting big things from Marty Moore now. 3 seconds off pace there, Marty Moore. Very disappointing. Must throw something at him to get him to go faster.
Yeah. And have we got anything to throw at him, actually?
Well, we've got something hard to bounce off his head because there's not a lot going on in there anyway, as I would say to Marty.
Right, so Keith Dempsey, he improves to a 1:22.245. Johan Ackermann, 1:22.800. Niall Quinn, P3, 1:22.907. Aaron Bell improved to a 22.92. So there's 200ths of a second between those guys. Then we've got a bit back to Brian Egan, 1:23.5. Jordan Kelly, Peter McCann. Now we get a chance to have a look at that. It's very easy to pick out of the crowd in that luminous green livery with the Mondello Park.
I think my eyes are hurting here. It's so bright.
Yeah, but Peter always wants to stand out from the crowd, so there he is. Evan Walsh, P9. Stephen Joyce in P10. Pat Masterson in P11.
Brad looks though he's got problems there. 1:49. Looks like he's not getting anywhere. He's got a lot to do. He's going to be down the back.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
So this is the just on board. You get an idea. This is the back of the circuit. Now we're just coming to the end of the lap. Actually, this is coming up to the last sector. So let's see. This is the quick left before we head on to the last corner.
Now I was talking to Paul Dagg earlier on, who came second in qualifying for the actual Leinster Trophy. He tells me he's taking that in 5th. In the new car he's got there, 5th. Now I've done this in 3 different types of race cars. I never got out of 3rd. He's doing it in 5th. Wow. Flat through the entry into the main part of the circuit. So it's aggressive, and you can see these guys. Be interesting to see what gear they're taking here. Are they really kind of what it's like in the real world?
Yeah, so I was just watching Brad flat through the first kink there. We've got a car off just up ahead there. This tricky double right-hander, extremely difficult to get right. I was having a go on it earlier, and the car just wants to go spin around.
Straight out, yeah.
So then we're just coming to the end of qualifying now.
2 seconds, 1 second.
Qualifying
is over.
Whoa! Good avoiding action from Brad there. Now, has that ruined his lap? He's on a 1:49, so any improvement would help him. But But coming through, Niall Quinn up to P2 ahead of Johan Ackerman, 122.580. Very, very close indeed. So Brad comes down the back of the circuit now, the double right-hander.
It's a Tarzan 1, Tarzan 2. I've gone off on the wall there a few times.
So up the hill they come, and then we head towards the chicane at the top of the hill here. A lot tighter on the sim than I think it is in real life. It runs very, very narrow right here.
Yes.
And then
This is very deceptive in the real world now, because it keeps going on forever and ever, and then you end up on the grass. So it's very challenging here. Let's see, can he go flat here?
No, he's
in
third.
He's in third. Okay.
So I think Keith was taking that flat, but Brad just want to get himself. Of course, you can use the DRS at any point around this circuit, which is the little ring, and didn't get across the line in time.
Didn't get across the line. Okay, so that's qualifying over. How does that look, Jack?
Well, here we are, pole position for Keith Dempsey on a 122.2.
Are we surprised? Are we surprised?
We are not surprised at all. Next to him, on the as always, these two are so inseparable. Niall Quinn in P2, Johan Ackerman P3 on his debut in VRA. Aaron Bell on his debut as well shares the second row with Johan Ackerman. Brian Egan is fifth. Jordan Kelly is sixth, not a bad qualifying from him at all. Brian McManus, he'll be disappointed with that. He was setting the pace earlier on in the week, so not able to string together the qualifying. That's perhaps he's running a bit more of a race setup, so he's not quite running the downforce that he needs. Peter McCann is 8th, Evan Walsh is 9th, and Stephen Joyce is 10th.
So that's our first 5 rows, but look at those lap times: 122.2, 122.5, 122.8, 122.9, 123.5. So actually the first four folks there, very tight on the track. There is a slight gap then from 5th onward. So it looks like it's going to be the front 2 rows are really going to deliver us at Corker. They're going to be the fastest. They're going to be the guys we're going to look at as we start the race.
Yeah, so of course we got a 15-lap race in store for you here. So there's going to be no pit stops. It's going to be a sprint race to the end. And it's going to be a race to see who can get the DRS open quickest to help with the slipstream effect, because the DRS, as I was just explaining, the little rear wing flap on the back of the car right there, and it provides about 10 to 20 kilometers over speed. Obviously not too effective around Mondello, because the straights just don't give you enough time to get in that slipstream, but it is still worth about 6/10 around a lap here. So
well, as you go through the parabolica, I guess the sooner you can get the DRS open, because there's a slight kink, but you won't need the DRS for that. Keep it down. But then you come downhill towards the Tarzan 1, Tarzan 2, and you've really got a lot of speed.
Here we go. The virtual Leinster Trophy is about to get underway with 6 red lights on in front of the drivers. It's lights out, and away we go. Niall Quinn gets a good start, and away they go towards turn 1. Keith Dempsey with a good start, heading down towards turn number 1. Johan Ackerman on the inside as he comes through towards turn 1. Down the inside, number 19 trying to take away P number 2 away from Niall Quinn. Side by side as they run through. Keith Dempsey already building a gap as they go through turn number 3 here. Johan Ackerman on the inside with his next double right-hander, and Johan Ackerman goes through and Niall Quinn. Niall Quinn steams back up the inside.
Mondello move right from the inside there in the second part of turn 3. Duckins, as it used to be called, coming down straight to turn 4.
They're still neck and neck on lap number 1, and Johan Ackerman on the inside of Niall Quinn. Niall trying to hang it around the outside, not going to quite work there, so Johan Ackerman takes over P2, but that allowed Keith Dempsey immediately 1.2 seconds ahead, and you can see them using the DRS there. Brian Egan up to 4th. Peter McCann is 5th with Evan Walsh behind him.
There's a spin.
Oh, we got a spinner. Who was that? Niall Quinn's around. Niall Quinn has lost the car, and through they go. And look at this. Is this Peter McCann going for 3rd? Peter McCann down the inside of the double right-hander is into 3rd place in the virtual Leinster Trophy.
Of the situation right there.
Absolutely brilliant move. Brian Egan is now 4th. Evan Walsh is up to 5th. Pat Masterson is up to 6th. Ronan Haderman is 7th. What a brilliant start from those guys. Niall Quinn dropping down to 16th place now. Brian McManus had an absolute shocker of a start there. He's on the back of Marty Moore actually. So Brian trying to make his way through with the DRS open. Marty doesn't really fight that, lets him through. He knows Brian is quicker.
That is the first 2 rows. We thought they were going to deliver chaos down the back, all starting from the spin at the parabolica, and it's always a place where in the real world as well you can spin as well. You lose it there, and everybody's going so fast then you're just losing tons of places.
Now look at this.
Exactly what's happened.
Look at this for a cluster. Brad O'Neill's up to 10th place. He started last on the grid, might I add. Brad is up to 10th place.
He's got to be very happy with that.
Aaron Bell as well, shocker, started 4th, and now all the way down in 11th place. But Brad is going to be absolutely over the moon with that start.
I think Helmut Marko would be very disappointed with that now. I think he'd be getting phone calls in the middle of the night now.
Yeah, of course. So up the back. Oh, we got a spinner in the background. Who was that? Was that Aaron is off the road again. So there was a little bit of 3 wide move, and Niall Quinn's disconnected. So he's unfortunately
out of the picture.
He's out of the picture, unfortunately. So, up front, as we said, Keith Dempsey leaves by 1.4 seconds over the Project Cars 2 esports champion, Johan Ackerman. Peter McCann, I don't think... Oh, he's off the road. Johan's off the road.
Mistakes everywhere. There's mistakes everywhere.
Is this going to gift Peter McCann P2? Peter McCann is second in the virtual Leinster Trophy. What a scenes we're seeing right now. As he started further down the top 10, Peter McCann is second, Brian Egan is third, Evan Walsh is fourth, ahead of Johan Ackerman, and you can just see on the rear wing.
And the crowd here in Speed 2 Mondello Park has their jaws on the floor as what they're seeing appear right in front of them. They're wondering what happened to the two front rows. Niall Quinn is headed for the hills. He's gone to the bar, the virtual bar in Mondello Park, just throwing it all in. Keith Dempsey, however, surprise,
out
he's
front.
first. Are we surprised?
We are not surprised. 5 seconds clear already. I was just going to point out on the back of Evan Walsh's rear wing, you're going to see #watch this. So you might just see it right there.
This.
So Johan's going to be getting an eyeful of that rear wing for a while right now. Mark Ryan up to 7th. I just saw there was a little battle going on there.
But the cause delay cost there coming out of turn 2.
That was Jordan Kelly getting past Simon Wall. Ronan Haderman's had a problem. He's dropped down to 13th. Damien McMullen, of course, on sim number 2 is 14th. Rob McMahon's trying to make himself up. Rob O'Neill right there at P16. Marty Moore and Stephen Joyce has had a problem all the way down to the back. But Keith Dempsey's got clear road ahead of him, and he just needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes.
Well, that was what happened earlier. People were making mistakes, simple errors, the errors that catch you out in Mondello all the time. But Keith hasn't. Keith has taken advantage of it. That's why he's in first.
Yep, and Peter McCann, he's going to be... I don't think he ever expected to be running second place. Of course, Peter is a brilliant driver, but the calibre of driver we have in VRA is so high.
But they haven't delivered, Jack. They have not delivered. They've spun off. They've made errors, and Peter's taken advantage of it.
And if you just have a look, you might see his catchphrase on the rear wing.
What's his catchphrase? Say, I'll get my braille version out for somebody like me.
As he comes around the corner, lads. You might just see it on the rear wing right
perfect,
there. So Peter McCann. So we have to throw that in there. Lads, written on the back of on the DRS right there.
Now you can see Keith Dempsey ahead of him there. It's a bit of a gap though. It's a bit of a gap around Mondello.
Peter's quicker.
What are we on? We're on lap 4 out of 15. You never know. There's a chance here.
McCann was quicker by nearly half a second on that lap. So the gap has come down roughly to about 4.9 seconds, and now
Keith's a bit of a pro. Could
he
not keep it together now for the next couple of laps? I mean, things have settled down. There's gaps now between each of the drivers. The silliness of the first 2 laps is gone by the wayside.
McCann's off the road as I was talking about.
The pressure got to him.
He's got to him. He must have been listening to the stream.
Tarzan 1, Tarzan 2.
And Peter McCann has gone wide, and Evan Walsh is now third, and now he's embroiled in a battle with Johan Ackerman for third place. So Evan Walsh as well, up from 9th on the grid. Now he's third. Let's see. We're going to go on board with Johan Ackerman as he chases after Evan Walsh. This is what he's saying. #watch this as he comes down towards Tarzan 1, Tarzan 2. You can use the DRS. You can see it going defensive over to the right hand side, pulling back just to make sure that Johan doesn't try anything.
And a classic Tarzan problem there of the brakes breaking up coming down after coming downhill at pace there.
So now Evan Walsh has got his sights set on Brian Egan, who's not too far up the road here. So they're chasing down P2. This will be Brian Egan, of course, running very, very well in P2. Just saw him go a little bit wide there. He's only about 2 seconds ahead, and Peter McCann has recovered to 5th. He's still 5th, but there is a gaggle of cars right there. Pat Masterson, Mark Ryan, Sergey Grabin,
midfield battle is really setting up right here. But look at this. Keith Dempsey is just quietly delivering up the top. He's a couple of seconds faster now than Brian Egan and Walsh. He's got this in the bag as long as he just keeps it locked down.
Yep, that's all he's got to do for the next 10 laps. Only 10 laps to go. Look at that massive dive bomb from that would have been Sergey trying to look on Mark Ryan, but he's just showing himself in the mirrors right there. Brad, of course, took his first ever race win in VRA this week on Wednesday, the GTN Cup. Now we got a bit of a move going up ahead. This is very similar to what happened in the Historics. Gaggle of cars going together. Pat Masterson locks up and goes through and off the road into the gravel trap. So that's put Mark Ryan up to 6th. Sergey Grabin P7, trying to look on the inside. He's clearly quicker. Brad Nins into PA. Jordan Kelly as well, fighting with each other as they come through the left-hander right there. Brad looking on the inside as they run up towards the bottom of the circuit right here. Brad up the inside of Sergey, up into P7. Now he's got and now look at Jordan Kelly. That was very opportunistic. Saw the gap and went for it, and he's up to P8. He's on that simulator right there.
He's about 2 feet from us right now,
and he's going to be running in the Formula V's later on, so keep an eye on him as well. So now he's right on the back of Brad Nins in the classic McLaren livery from 1988, and now Brad latched onto the back of Mark Ryan as well. This is for 6th place. Up the inside he goes, not taking any prisoners at all. Up the inside, Brad Nins takes P6. in the virtual Leinster Trophy race here at Mondello Park.
Coming back into the main arena here, coming up to the Dunlop, the last turn, I think. They're all three, four of them, five of them gathered together. It's a great midfield pattern.
Ivan Walsh had a problem. Sorry, just cut across you there. I just saw Peter McCann gain a place, and he was going slowly on the main straight. So Evan Walsh is now down to 5th, and that might bring Brad right into the picture right here for a top 5 finish. He'd be over the moon with a top 5 finish right here.
Last two top 5 finish. That's pretty good. We're only at lap 6 out of 15. Plenty more to go.
Yeah, it's lap 6, and of course Keith Dempsey, we're not mentioning too much of him because he's nearly 8 seconds out front. He is our race leader in the number 23, heading down towards Tarzan 1, Tarzan 2, 9 seconds ahead of Brian Egan and Johan Ackerman, who is P3. He will not be happy where he is right now. Peter McCann, even after that spin, he's still only 2 seconds behind Johan here, so he still might be able to get himself a little bit further up. Evan Walsh, after his mistake, is now 5th. Brad O'Neill's is 6th. Mark Ryan is now 7th after that, and we're going to go on board with Jordan Kelly as he chases down Mark Ryan up ahead. And you can just see trying to follow Brad. Actually, he's been using him as his partner, really, just trying to form a gap for him to go through. Clever driving so far.
But really, if you look at the times here from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, they're all together. They're the ones, that's the real battle to look for in this. The rest of the grid is 7 seconds, 8 seconds behind. So that's really where the action is. We're not spending much time with Keith Dempsey.
Around goes Mark Ryan.
The pressure's got to him.
Yeah, that is a very, very easy place to lose the car right there. And he goes around. I just saw Johan Ackerman. Brian Egan has had a problem, and Johan Ackerman is now up to P2. After, I'm not sure what happened to Brian, but he's dropped back. And Johan is now P2, and Peter McCann has a sniff of a podium now, even after his mistake. He'd still be an excellent result.
He's back in the game.
He is back in the game as Peter McCann in the bright green Mondello Park liveried car right there. Lads plastered on the rear wing as well. So he's chasing after Brian and trying to follow Johan as well, because Johan is an excellent driver to follow because of his experience in the esports world.
Johan there, it's interesting. He made a mistake earlier on. He's made up for that. Now he's back in second, 10 seconds behind.
Oh, Brad!
Here we go.
Sergey was off the road.
Okay.
Sergey Grabham just got off the road. One of our iRacing racers, races every Wednesday in the iRacing GTE Pro League, and is always thereabouts, always consistently scoring points. And just Brian McManus, he had a poor start to this race. He's up to 8th now, and he's one of the fastest guys on the track right now. But he's not going to be happy where he is. He wants to be fighting for the win.
7 seconds to go. He's looking for other people to make errors. You can see the times there. It's a lot to make up unless other people make errors. He may get up as far as 6 or 7, but he's relying on other people's mistakes now.
Exactly. So Keith Dempsey, you can see the times, 1:24.3.
What's Johan's times?
Johan, I think, let's just keep an eye on his times. We'll keep an eye on the battle between McCann and Egan in the background. Johan Ackerman, 24.0. So a little bit faster. And Peter McCann, the fastest of the lot of them, 24.057. We are not going to count this man out of a second place at least.
No, he's learned from his previous errors and he's making up for it right now. He's really on the money in terms of time.
Yeah, excellent job for Peter McCann, of course, as well, one of the iRacing GTE Pro racers, as well as Evan Walsh, who's just behind him. Brad O'Neill's also races, commentated with me for a while in the iRacing League, but he's moved to driving now, so he's gone back to, he sent in his resignation. So here we go, Brian Egan versus Peter McCann. Peter McCann for a podium in the Virtual Leinster Trophy down the inside.
Classic manoeuvre into the parabolica, going out down the straight, down to the back to Tarzan 1, Tarzan 2. Great manoeuvre there. They kept it solid, kept it clean. Got to keep it on the brakes, not block as you come into turn 1. Keep it tight, get through turn 2. He's made the move.
So Brian had to think about going for a move there, but McCann covered that off well. Now we can see if he can bridge the gap to Johan Ackerman in P2.
Ooh, a little bit slippery there. Now coming into the main arena, you've got to really be on it there, because there's not a lot of runoff. If you make an error, that's your race over.
Yes, unfortunately it is. So Keith Dempsey, 24.011 last time. Johan Ackerman, what is his time? I think he's gone a little bit quicker again. Let's watch the times. 1:23.5, half a second faster. Incredible here from Johan Ackerman. Yeah, and he's not an esports champion for no reason. He is incredibly quick. But Keith has just...
Marty's given up the ghost here.
Yeah, he has.
He's gone to cry into his pint over in the virtual Mondello Park bar.
So I think it might be just a little too late for Johan Ackerman. He's only pulling half a second a lap, and Keith Dempsey is 10 seconds clear out front at this point in time. Peter McCann is 3rd, Brian Egan 4th, Evan Walsh is 5th, Brad O'Neill's is battling with Jordan Kelly. This is a nice little battle going on here. Jordan Kelly trying to go around the outside of the hairpin here.
That's not going to happen. You're just taking up too much track, and then you're with the camber on the track. You're just pushed way out.
This is, of course, a great practice for Jordan. Oh,
here we go, the two of them get
into
together.
the back of Brad O'Neill's at the bottom of the circuit. Now, let's see if Brian can pick up the pieces and go
he's
through.
stuck. He's stuck.
Oh, is Brad beached? Brad is beached in the gravel.
Oh,
Big Brad is beached in the back.
What a
You need to
shame.
get that car out of there.
Oh, what a shame for Brad. He was doing
He is
so
doing
well.
so well. Come on, Brad. You can do it. Spin those wheels. Get it out of there. Whoa!
So, unfortunately,
That is Brad out at this stage. So
It is gone from 20th up to 5th with a sniff of a podium, but it's beached down the back.
So we know what happened to Niall Quinn.
what happened to Niall Gwynn?
Niall, after about lap 3, Niall gave up the ghost. He pulled the plug.
He's disconnected from it, was he?
Pity.
It's a pity because we figured a lot. We had hoped a lot would come from Niall, but here we go. Let's go regroup where we're at now.
Yeah.
It's Dempsey, it's Ackerman, and McCann. He's back up to 3rd. He's made from his previous errors. He's looking solid.
But Peter McCann, if he gets a podium at this, he will be delighted with
Yeah.
himself. Nobody's been putting in more effort into this sim race this year than Peter McCann. Would you believe, Colin, he dropped a car on himself when he was working on it off the stand and still turned up for our Le Mans race.
That
With
is
I think,
commitment
crack
with a
ribbon.
capital C right
Yeah,
there.
that is commitment right there. So I'd love to see Peter McCann get a podium at this.
Yeah.
But never write off Brian Egan. He can really wind in at 4 seconds very easy with 5 laps to go. So let's keep an eye on that.
Well, it's interesting. Let's hope that the big chief at VRA here, Niall, doesn't put the hex on
Well, they
Mr.
usually do.
McCann.
There's Brad disconnected.
Yeah.
Sad to see Brad go. He won't be happy with that.
Yeah, of course
Brad
he.
was rocking the new Husingveld pedals Ultimates, and they were worth a second to him around the lap. So he was definitely on for a podium here.
But maybe it was just a little too much pressure on his pedals. He felt that he had to deliver with all this new gear. At the moment it matters. He spun off
Was it true parabolic he went?
through Parabolica. Clearly
We're
put
both,
just a little
both
too
two
great.
drivers who know what it's like to get into the kiddie litter there, Colin. We
Oh.
won't bring that up.
We won't bring up those previous bad memories there, Niall.
Evan Walsh, Brian Egan. Is it?
Great move.
Yeah, Evan Walsh, Brian Egan right here. So Evan's trying for 4th here. So Brian going slow on that lap. You can just see 26-1 locks up into the first corner. Evan will see that and know he's weak through that corner next time. You can see the VRA plastered all over the car. DRS open as they run down the bottom of the hill. But of course, he has DRS as well. Normally, it's if you're within a second, you get the DRS, but now we have the DRS fully open to use all around the circuit as it was in 2013. It was allowed in qualifying.
Be interesting to see how brave you are to having DRS open coming into Duckham's turn 3. That first initial kink requires bravery. If you're coming in at pace, you got control because you got to turn in and keep it straight and brake all within about 50 meters.
Yeah, so it's all about who can come off the DRS the last and keep it open for the longest. So Evan, let's see if he can grab a 4th place finish, which he'll be delighted with. It's coming down the bottom of the circuit, tires on 1, tires on 2, up the hill we go.
Well, we're on lap 11 of 15. Like in the real Leinster Trophy that's due to happen at 3:30 this afternoon, things can still happen in the final few laps. Let's keep an eye on this. Johan Ackerman doing very well considering he's a rookie to this circuit, a rookie to this this whole game that we're doing today, this whole race that we're doing today. But it looks like it's more settled down now from 4th to 6th. Jordan is a good bit behind there.
Yeah.
If they can just keep it locked down, I think this battle here between Egan and Walsh, that's the one to look out for.
Yeah, just saw something's happened to Sergey and unfortunately gone off the road a little bit there. Just saw Keith Dempsey fast lap of the race, 22.9 on lap 12, might I add. So his tyres will be worn, but the fuel is burning off. So
No question about his concentration levels, and at this stage he's delivering the hot laps even at this stage.
So of course we have a real prize up for grabs right here, the trophy that's sitting on the desk at the end of the room right there, the first ever virtual Leinster trophy, the inaugural virtual Leinster trophy. Just saw McCann was going a little bit faster than Ackerman, but the gap I think is just a little bit too much for McCann to bridge at this point. He's 4 seconds behind him.
4 seconds, 4 laps. He's got to make a second a lap. That's a lot in Mondello.
Yeah.
You've got to deliver. You've got to be solid, and you've got to pull back a second a lap. Very, very tricky thing to do in the virtual racing world.
Yeah, of course. Now this is the closest battle we got on track. Let's say that actually Mark Ryan and Ronan Hardiman were having a battle, but I think Ronan's just lost that position. Further down, Simon Wall, Sergey Grabham, of course, just went off the road. Aaron Bell It's just
there's an error there.
That's a lapped car getting out of the way.
Getting out of the way, good move.
Aaron is going to be gutted with today. Qualified on the second row of the grid. Whatever happened to him in turn 1, down in 13th now.
Hashtag gutted.
He is very much gutted, and he was showing great promise. Now, Peter McCann 0.6 of a second quicker than Johan that time, so he's closing.
Come on, Peter McCann!
But he is running out of time.
There's a bit of partisanship being shown by the big cheese here from VRA, Niall. I think that's not appropriate now to be kind of just favouring one driver in particular now.
Well, we've got 3 laps to go until we crown the inaugural Virtual Leinster Trophy champion, which is an extremely big title. And you can see Evan both go off the road. They followed each other. Evan Walsh and Brian Egan off the road. Brian McManus says thank you very much. I'll have that one. 4th place.
Concentration gone. With 2 laps to go, gentlemen, stay focused.
Yeah, Evan I think he was just focusing too much on Brian's lines and follows him straight through.
Lap there as well, was that?
I think it was his best lap.
Now I have to say, having a bit of racing experience, it's something so easy to do. You follow the driver in front of you and you end up making the same error. Rookie error, same error, disgrace. These guys like this, they should know better.
Yeah, unfortunately, but there is Jordan Kelly was just in the pit lane. I think he had a problem.
Who's that going wide?
It's a back mark.
Damien McMullen, who's still running around. Keith Dempsey, 23.5, 2 laps left to run. He's led every single lap. He hasn't even seen another car all
It's an
all
error-free run by Dempsey.
Yeah, and Johan Ackerman still there. How is Peter getting on? Is he closing the gap? 25? No, he's not. He was slower that lap. So Peter he's still going to be happy with 3rd.
Don't spin it, Peter.
Well, partisanship been shown here again. Very disappointing. Now, I'd like to say that Keith Dempsey looks as though he's got one hand on the trophy. He's got one hand there. He just needs to keep locked down and solid for this final lap.
Yeah. So let's ride on board with the champion-elect.
One of the big things here that we have to consider is fuel. The only thing they were allowed to change in setup was the amount of fuel. But has he got enough fuel in that car now to bring him to that checkered flag?
No, are you showing partisanship again? Have you messed around with people's fuel levels here offline?
No, they're fixed setups, Colin, but the only thing they're allowed to change is the amount of fuel in the car.
So if you're going to put some money on it, Keith is coming in. He's on his final lap. We're on the final lap.
No, we're not. We're about to begin his final lap right here.
Solid.
So, Keith, I don't think he's going to make. Now he did mention, right, he does have history with pit stops, but he doesn't have to make one. So, Pete, now, on many occasions, he's been leading the race by a good 20 seconds, and he's spun on the way to the pit lane, or his pit stops haven't gone his way. No such issues today so far.
And he's got 1 lap to go to win the first ever virtual Leinster Trophy. Just as prestigious as the real Leinster Trophy in my view.
We're all knocking on wood here as Johan Ackerman puts in his fastest lap, a 1:23.441 from Ackerman. So
at the
is
can.
it too late?
Are we looking at the top 3 people on the podium right there? Dempsey, Ackerman, McCann.
Brian McManus hopes not, because he always comes through to pick up the pieces. 23-1 that last time. Of course, in the historic festival, he came from starting at the pit lane to win the race.
So he's got previous in this particular game.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to quite happen for him today. But Keith Dempsey coming down the back of the circuit now. All he has to do is keep
daily drift into 7A, 7B. Course called Tarzan. I have no idea why. No one's ever explained that to me.
Yeah.
Because it gets a grip on you. I don't know. You can swing from corner to corner. Who knows?
One more sector for Keith Dempsey.
Bahrain S's.
Yeah, one more sector to go. The lapped car
just there in front of the lapped car.
Yeah, so he doesn't really have. I think that's Aaron Bell who's about to get lapped, or Jordan Kelly, one of the two of them.
Now Keith should just let it go, let it back, just hang back, keep it solid.
So here we go, coming up to the last corner. He's only got one more corner to negotiate, and he will be crowned the inaugural virtual Leinster Trophy champion. Keith Dempsey wins in Mondello, and he is the virtual Leinster Trophy champion.
He has won the race. He's got 2 hands on the cup.
Johan Ackerman, what a debut! P2, the current Project Cars 2 esports champion, crossed the line for P2. But the man we're most pleased about, Peter McCann on the podium. He's got it. Peter McCann, 3rd place for Peter McCann.
Our big cheese here, VRA's favourite driver, Peter McCann. He's delivered. He's on the podium.
Brian McManus, so we will have no end of abuse being hurled at Brian for the rest of the week. I would say.
Evan Walsh,
an inaugural esports event at Mondello. That is just epic.
Evan
Thank
Walsh,
you, Jack.
No worries.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you, Niall, for the opportunity.
In the background for drinking all the beer with me.
Yeah, Brian Egan, 6th.
In the bar down there. Enjoy the rest of the day. What time are the
real Leinster Trophy's on it? an hour and a half from now. The drivers are downstairs getting warmed up, thinking about it, looking at the weather right now. We hope that you enjoy the races at 3:30 just as much as you've enjoyed the race here online today.
And we have one last very big announcement to make. Of course, the Virtual Race Academy is very proud to announce that we have actually been accepted into the FIA Motorsport Games for 2019 to represent Ireland in Rome this November. And without saying anything too presumptuous just yet, we said the winner of this race would go and represent our drivers. So without saying too much more than that, we'll leave it with you. Well, Keith Dempsey, congratulations on winning our first ever Virtual Leinster Trophy.
No, it's so exciting you can barely get the words out.
We're opening bottles there, but
there's champagne being poured all over us, virtual champagne and
polish
virtual
off
bubbles.
that passport and let's get ready. We're going to Rome. So thank you everybody for joining us. Thanks to Jack again. Always,
Thank you, Jack.
always the voice of VRA. Leo Nolte's up in the tower. I'm sure he wants us to go up later on and give a brief of how the race went.
Absolutely, and we'll get our people to talk to Leo, our people to talk to their people, and we'll see how we can do in terms of replacement of the pros. Yeah.
So there we are, over and out. The Virtual Leinster Trophy winner is Keith Dempsey for 2019.